All right, we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this live broadcast. I'm here with Marianne Preston. Marianne, hello. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thank you for the invite. I am really glad to be here. So,
Yay!
yeah, it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you. So today we are here to talk about your journey through the Joyous Journey and how it's helped you grow your business. So tell everybody, first of all, what your business is, what you do, who you help, and how you help them.
Okay. Well, I am a life coach, really dedicating my work to working with women who are in that phase of transition. So, women that are kind of in the midlife range, but looking at some type of change. They may be dealing with some extreme stress, or they may just be in this place of confusion and doubt and trying to figure out how they're going to move into that next phase. And I love this work. I am relatively new to it, but I am busy with it and it's growing. And that is really exciting for me. And so I have a background of working in sort of a crisis environment. I work in a victim service environment. So I have dealt a lot with trauma and I think internal challenges and doubts. And that really propelled me, as well as what gone through my own life around wanting to help people sort of transition into that next phase and know that they can do it, that they're not broken, that they have the capability. What they need is perhaps some support, some guidance along that path. And I live on the west coast of BC. I'm out here, and I'm very excited about what the future holds for my practice and for the work that I'm doing, because it's changing and developing, and that's a large part of the experience I've had with the Joyous Journey, is being open to some of those new discoveries and pushing myself. So
Amazing. And you, like many coaches, are building your business on the side because you still are in your full-time job.
yes.
And so tell us about how that's been and what got you to join the Jurors Journey? What were you looking for to help you in business?
Well, I think something that spoke to me was you were offering an invitation to a 5-day challenge of Ditch the Doubt. And that was speaking to me because I was dealing, I think, and I think at times I still do, but I was dealing with a lot of insecurities around how do I do this and how can I actually position myself, especially when it feels overwhelming and my life is busy. So that got me into that community. And through that, I make the decision. Do I just do that 5-day challenge or do I actually commit further? And I know I needed, I think, more guidance and I needed more community. So that was an important part for me. And in stepping into that, the wealth of information, the sort of vast experience that you bring and that other members bring, because you have such a varied membership of people who are super successful, been doing this for a long time, to those of us that are on the starting end. So it was valuable, just even in those first days looking at it, and I needed that.
And so what's happened since you've joined? Like what are some of the things that has transpired as a result?
So much. I have really tried to. You offer so many opportunities to engage, and more than I can commit to. So it was really an opportunity to look at where's a good fit
Yep.
and trying to stay consistent, So learning better habits, number one.
Mhm.
Learning to challenge the own sort of doubts that creep up, so that inner critic that might
Mhm.
come in, and
Mhm.
really still move through that. And that the combination has been powerful. I know for me, because I'm also working full time, my progress is probably slower, but I'm truly making peace with that. And I know that's a phrase of yours, of make peace with your pace. It's
Yes.
so true. It is something you have to really absorb and make that part of your being. The other piece that I wanted to mention, and it was something you said to me, because I work in another field,
Mhm.
I think I had an identity issue around, am I a coach Or am I this person who's trying to be a coach, but I do this other thing? And I know it came up in a comment, and you right away jumped on that around, no, you are a coach. And I've known that. I know that identity is part of going through this, but
Mhm.
to actually get caught in my own story
Mhm.
around what I was telling myself was helpful. And it keeps me, and I think that's just an indication of some of the areas where we can benefit from the kind of coaching that happens in the Joyous Journey. That if you're vulnerable and you share, you can, get that support.
Yeah, and that's huge because if you don't see yourself as a coach, like this is my business and this is what I'm doing, then you are not going to execute the behaviors necessary to grow a coaching business.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always fighting that internal struggle rather than just actually incorporating that into who you are. That is part of who you are. That is you. So there's no more that's me on this day, that's me in this environment. It is who you are. And
Yes.
that's an important shift and sometimes takes work and you have to be consistent again in how you look at it.
Yeah.
So,
And I know for you too, as one of the benefits Joyce Journey members get is they get a lot of additional things for free. And last year we had a 6-week course that was all members got for free. And I remember
mhm.
when you went through it. It was called Momentum. You
Yeah.
gained a ton of traction in your visibility. I think I don't know if that was your first package you sold, but you sold a package because of
Yeah.
that. There was a whole bunch of things that unfolded. Tell us about that experience.
Well, it's the same thing. We often in our heads can know we should do things. It's the doing it. And again,
Yes.
language matters. So I have often said the push, and I know it's more about flow, but really being engaged in a process where there was structure, where there was an expectation to do some of these things, you
Mhm.
get outside of your comfort zone a little bit, which is one of the goals I had, was to be more fearless in doing this and to really get visible, because we hide and say, oh, I'm not ready. Who'd want this? Oh, I don't want people I know to know I'm doing this, which when you're new is not the way to go. So really that visibility around connection, so talking to people that I know, connecting on that very personal level so they understand who I am, what I offer, and how I do it,
Mhm.
led to a conversation, which led to the first full package that somebody wanted. And that I can see the stepping stones already of
Yeah.
how that builds. And it's now starting to materialize. So I still have a lot of growth left to do. So, which is, I think we all do,
Exciting.
which is very exciting. And you got to stay committed to that. But the possibility now feels real. It doesn't feel so it's out there. And momentum was just one part of it. Some of the planning days and that idea of building better discipline around how you do what you do,
Mhm.
and recognizing, um, you know, just sometimes keeping it simple is smarter than trying to do everything and think that you have to learn everything at once. Because that was certainly an issue for me.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Is that one of the habits? Because when you first started, you talked about one of the things you noticed is you changed some habits when you came in. What were some of those habits?
there was a number, I think the habit of showing up
Oh, yeah.
regularly,
That's
as
big.
regularly as I could. So making the commitment, even if I felt I wasn't ready, I didn't have something to share, I wasn't being able to offer. I think even on one of the last calls, we did the breakout and I talked about, I feel like I'm saying the same thing. And it was great to hear from community that that's okay because we're all at different stages and doing things
Yes.
differently. So there's that. There's the mindset work, around really creating a different dialogue, a different voice that will step in when the doubt steps in,
Mhm.
and just finding ways that I can continue to up level. And there's so much opportunity. That's what I said. The material alone, which I feel like I've only just touched the surface,
Mhm.
offers just so much in terms of the business components that I need to know and understand. So that plus just the coaching, and the opportunity for even greater coaching, which I think allows you to up level when you're ready And it just, it's a wonderful fit. So
Amazing.
has been for me.
Yeah. And do
Yeah.
you think you'd be as far along as you were if you hadn't have joined us?
No, and I think it's for coaches particularly who want to work with people, and I think any people, any niche you're in. Um, One of the greatest gifts we can give people is understanding there's value in relationship and in community, and you will be better at what you do being part of a community than just being a lone wolf. And I think if you're doing this business, you've got lots of history in it. You know that
Mhm.
firsthand, that the gains you get from the connections you have and the other people that are more experienced or mentors to you helps you do
100%.
better. Yeah.
Oh
So,
yeah. It's interesting because if I look back, a lot of the skills and things that I've learned that I believe make me a good coach, I've learned from being coached
yeah. Yeah.
and from watching in my communities and whatnot. So I 100% agree with that sentiment. And so Marianne, as we cool up here, if someone's thinking of joining the Joyous Journey, but they're on the fence, should they, what would you tell them?
Well, I think I resisted a lot of joining other things. I'd just done a training and that, the certification to become a coach. So I went through a really good program and that was a lot of money. And I hadn't been earning money. And I'm sitting there wondering and sort of, do I do this? But I also knew that I could extend that period of inactivity and wanting, but not receiving
Yeah.
by not stepping into something. And for me, this was incredibly affordable. Then I looked at it. Yes, it's an outlay of some money, but you really have to question, when you put money, we make choices all the time. Do I
Yeah.
put money into getting my hair done? Well, getting your hair done, depending on where you go, could be a month in the Joyous Journey, right? Like it's a choice. And so you decide how much you want it and just the benefits. And I think if you talk to any of the members, the ones that come on regularly that I see, I hear similar things that even if they're at differing stages, that's propelling them to be more confident, have more clarity, and really be willing to sort of step out of their fear and try things. That it's nothing to be afraid of. What are you going to do? What's the worst you'll do?
Yeah.
So it's worth it. It is an individual choice. You have to wrestle with that yourself. But I really encourage you to lay it out. Look at where do you put your time and your energy? And our time counts. Our time isn't free, and it's priceless, and it's not refundable. Once you've used up that time, you don't get it back. So use it wisely. And that was my reason for doing it.
I really like that. Our time is not refundable. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that before.
Oh, well, we look at it because you look at your life and you have this timeline, this trajectory of what you've got. We don't know what the end date is, but
Amen.
we know it's coming, and you can go as slow or as fast as you want. So you have to decide. And fast takes, not that you're pushing all the time, but it takes a commitment to not quitting
It
and to keep
I'm
keep
sure.
moving forward, right? It's
Yeah.
easy. It's easier to give up. It really is, but it's not worthwhile because you will have regret. And I don't want to live in regret. I know that. So, and I'm not going to, and it's not even not, I will be successful. I am going to soar. I can see it. I have a great vision. That's another big piece of the Joyous Journey is that visioning and that, setting your intention for what you want. So, that's my path. That's where I'm at.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here, Marianne. This was awesome. And
Thank
we
you. Thank you
love
for the invite.
Oh, yes, we love having you in the Joyous Journey, and we are so excited because you've made both. It's funny. One of the things I'm always telling coaches is remember, like, there's a lot of stuff that happens before the results happen. Like, there's actually more things to do to get the few results you're actually looking for. And we know you've done a lot of that work. You started seeing the results, having sold your first package now. You're clearer on your niche. You've been more consistent. So I'm really excited for you about what's ahead for you in 2022. And as you said, the skies, there's no limits. You're soaring.
It is. And that's true for all of us, and I think if you want to be a coach, you would need to bring that into the people you work with.
Yeah.
So this is a great place to build that.
Yes.
So I thank you for that because it has changed things for me. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Well, thank you, Marianne, and thank all you for watching. And if you haven't yet, make sure you click the link and go join the Joyous Journey so you can meet Marianne. And
Yeah, it would be wonderful. Great
yes,
connection. Great
yes,
connection.
absolutely. All right. Thank you, Marianne, and thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.